And welcome back into the Seedorf Gymnasium. We are back to action here as over on mat number 1, we have Luke Farmer from West Delaware, and he's got him on his back. That is Dylan Digman from Dubuque Wahlert. Luke Farmer looking for the fall over on mat number 1. As we welcome you back in, he's got a cradle locked up. As a lot of fight out there by Digman. As Farmer looking for the fall.
Jamie needs to step over that right leg of Digman. Digman's kicking back and forth. The referee down, looking close. Slap the mat. You slapped it fast in some of those early. There it is. There it is. Luke Farmer, a fall in 44 seconds. That was about a 3-second double leg takedown, and he slapped the cross-face cradle in. And I'm telling you what, that's the way to get the job done. It's going to be Jack Stryker now taking on Luke Farmer in that final. In the consolation match, it's going to be Elena Sunland. She was pinned by Jack Stryker in 30 seconds. Stryker used a short drag off the headlock, front headlock, and then right to a drive cradle. Over on mat number 1, Jamie Vasky at weight class 1. That's weight class 120. Ryan Phillips taking on Alex Hinchkin from Wahlert Catholic, and Phillips has Hinchkin on his back looking for a fall. Tell you what, this is pin or be pinned today. Phillips in great position here as he is teed out on top of Hinchkin and looking for a fall, trying to get that left shoulder down. There's a fall on mat number 1 with Lewensman in 56 seconds. Ryan Lewensman at weight class Chase Lewensman. There's a 40-second fall, Jamie Vasky. How can we keep up with this? Ryan Phillips with a fall in 40. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this. Unbelievable.
We got to slow down again.
Yes, they do. So Phillips will punch his ticket into the finals against Connor Bilden or Grant Hager. That match is going to go on mat number 1. Let's see if we can get on mat number 2 out in front of us. We've got Evan Woods from West Delaware taking on Ryan Clark from Mount Vernon. Clark in early on a single.
Lunsman's fall was in 1 minute and 56 seconds. The fall for Chase Lunsman.
So he will move on to 26-3, having a fine year. He'll move into the finals. And he will take on the winner of this match between Evan Woods and Ryan Clark. An inside wrist by Ryan Clark. He's got that rolled out to a bar right behind the back of Evan Woods. Now he wraps around the head and he slaps Woods to his back. He's going to scoop that left arm. He's got a half Nelson in on Woods. He's got the left arm scoop. Now trying to tee out. Woods is in great position right now to fight off of this. On mat number 1, we have Connor Bilden and Grant Hager. There's a fall by Hager at weight class 120. So Hager will move on at weight class 120, and we'll see that matchup, Jamie. That was a terrific match. Last week we got a fall on mat number 2. Didn't get the time on that. As at weight class 113, as Ryan Clark will win by a fall over Evan Woods. So down on the bottom side we'll have Leon Dolhide.
It'll be Woods and Dolhide.
Yes, very good. Thank you. Leon Dolhide.
Lunsman will take on Clark.
Okay,
Ryan Clark from Mount Vernon. Weight class 120. As Roger just mentioned, we had the fall by Grant Hager from Beckman. So in that championship, it'll be Ryan Phillips. Ryan Phillips of West Delaware taking on Grant Hager from Beckman, as they've wrestled 3 times already this year. Ryan Phillips won the match in the duel, I think, with a fall, and then lost in the first round of the WAMAC tournament last week, and then Phillips won that match. I think, was it a major decision in the
yes, it was.
I believe it was in the third or semi, one of those matches last week they wrestled in the WAMAC tournament. Ryan Phillips got the win. Again, we've run into a time delay here as we're waiting for weight class 126 to start, as we're all the way through weight class 120 already. We're waiting for 126, which can start in 2 minutes, and that's Morgan Rowley from Anamosa. He'll be taking on Garrett Akers of Mount Vernon, and Michael Rolling from Beckman taking on Mason Gillahan. Mason Gillahan from West Delaware. And we'll keep it right here. As while we wait for these matches, we will take a look at our other area sectionals. We'll start with our other sectional in Class 2A. And in Class 2A, we'll get this pulled up here real quick. We have the Independence wrestling team in action over there as we start there at weight class 120 for the Mustangs. 120, it's Brady Webb of Independence. He had a first-round bye. He's now wrestling for third and fourth as he was pinned in the semifinals. So Brady Webb will wrestle in the consolation semifinals at 120 pounds. Weight class 126. Matthew Doyle with a first-round bye. He's in the semifinals. He'll take on Jacob Worthen of Union. Weight class 132. It was Christian Kramer of Independence. He lost in the first round to Noah Scorney of Gladbrook-Rhinebeck, as Kramer will wrestle for 5th and 6th place. 138 pounds. Tanner Erickson Dale is in the semifinals. He'll take on Cameron Garnett of Center Point Urbana. 145 pounds. Spencer Shanka of Independence is in the semis. He'll take on John Ebaugh of Denver Tripola. At 152 pounds, it is Seth House of Independence. He's in the semifinals. He'll take on Chase Morrison of Gladbrook-Rhinebeck. 160 pounds. Cole Davis is your top seed for the Mustangs. He'll take on Colin Vance of CPU in the semis. 170, Jacob Schwarting of Independence had a 7-1 first-round win over Justin McVeigh of Center Point Urbana, as he will wrestle Court Johnson of Vince Schellsburg in the semifinals. Roger?
Well, Jamie, there's Mason Gillahan with a bear hug. He shot in low on a single, rolling from Beckman Catholic sprawl. Gillahan climbed his back into bear hug, stepped behind, and Jamie, all that action took place in 21 seconds. So Gillahan will wrestle in that final. Jamie, that is our 7th match. That is the 7th first period fall. I don't know that we've ever been at a tournament where we've had 7 matches, 7 first period falls, and all in about 6 minutes.
We're going to move up now to weight class 132 over there, and that's going to be Brad Roush from West Delaware taking on Justin Light of Mount Vernon. We'll stay right there as Light with a double leg and drops Roush to his back. Roush is going to fight off his back as Light's going to come with a chicken wing here on the left side. Roger, you keep an eye on that. I'm going to continue going through the Mustangs here. Jacob Schwarting will take on Court Johnson of Vince Schellsburg in the semifinals.
The fallen 30, Light with the fallen 30 with the double chicken wing on Brad Roush. 30 seconds, Jamie Vasky. So Light will move on. Roush will go to the consolation matches. And on mat number 2 in front of us, that's Morgan Rowley, has Grant Akers on his back. And Jamie, there's a minute and 32 fall. So Morgan Rowley at weight class 126 will win by a fall. Another first period fall in 132. So rolling from Beckman Catholic and Akers from Mount Vernon will wrestle for 3rd and 4th with the possibility of a wrestle back.
In the finals, it'll be Morgan Rowley taking on Mason Gillahan in the championship at 126 pounds. Up on the mats right now, 132 pounds, it's Hayden Smith of Anamosa taking on C.J. Lang of Dubuque-Wahlert. And at 138, it's Jake Raker of Beckman taking on Cole Engel of West Delaware. 182 pounds at the Union sectional. It's Peyton Nolting of Independence is your top seed. Only 3 wrestlers in that weight class, so he has a bye, and he is in the finals. He'll take on the winner of Bronson Rogge of Gladbrook-Rhinebeck and Trevor Dorn of Denver Tripola. 195 pounds. Hunter Crawford of Independence is your top seed. He has a first-round bye. He'll take on Conway Fiesel of Gladbrook-Rhinebeck in the semifinals. 220 pounds. Tayton Frieda of Independence is your number 4 seed. He will take on Keenan Ballman of Denver Tripola in the semis. And at heavyweight, it's Drew Evans of Independence. A 1-minute fall in the first round. He'll take on Michael Aronson of Union in the semifinals.
Jake Raker on mat number 1 used a chicken wing with a half Nelson after he took down Cole Engel with a double leg, and Raker will move on with a fall in 108. So Engel will get thrown down, and he's got a shot for a wrestleback. You know, if he keeps his head on here, Jamie Vasky, that's what he's got to be thinking right now as a wrestleback. Mat number 2 at weight class 132, we have Hayden Smith from Anamosa taking on C.J. Lang, and Smith had a headlock. Smith had a headlock on Lang and couldn't finish it. Lang slipped the headlock, scored the 2, and now Lang has Smith on his back, picking up a 2 and then picking up a 3 near fall. So C.J. Lang will go up now 5-2 with 26 seconds. This may be the first match that goes past the first period. Down on mat number 1, it's from Mount Vernon, Tony Garcia. He is on fire for the Mustangs right now. He came into the WAMAC last week with a losing record. He's now 12-11. He's taking on Mitchell Engelbart from Anamosa, the fine freshman, at 28-17. And Garcia is up 5-0. Got a half Nelson in. Got inside wrist on the left, a half Nelson on the right. Now Engelbart kicks the half Nelson out, and they're back to wrestling. So wild and crazy matches here. A reversal by Hayden Smith at the end of the first period, and now that score is 5-4. They have to check the scoreboard. The lights are off on the scoreboard. Jamie Vasky, we'll see if we can get them back on. There they are.
Real quick here, while we've got matches going on here, we've got a little bit of both wrestlers on both matches wrestling on the mat right now. We'll take you to the Class 1A sectional from Postville. This is where we have area team just Starmont up there at the Postville sectional. We start at 132 pounds, and it's Mitchell Hayes of Starmont. He has a first-round bye. He'll take on Tayton Bullerman of South Winneshiek in the semifinal round. 138 pounds, John Gilson of Starmont is in the semifinals with a first-round bye. He's the number 2 seed. He'll take on Jacob Ling of South Winneshiek in the semifinals. Then we bump up to weight class 170, and it's Carter Kepler of Starmont losing in the first round by fall to Gabe Kipp of South Winneshiek. Kepler will wrestle for 5th and 6th place against Jesus Morales of Clayton Ridge. 182 pounds, Tyler Lindy of Starmont losing in the first round by fall to Colton Detman of MFL Marmac. Lindy will now finish in 5th place. Only 5 wrestlers there.
Jay, on mat number 2, there's Hayden Smith with a fall in 257. So Smith will move on to take on Justin Light in that 132-pound final. Brad Roush will now take on C.J. Lang from Waller Catholic with a shot at a wrestleback. Brad Roush again in a fine spot for a wrestleback again, but you got to win that. You got to win that 3rd place match before you get that opportunity. Down on mat number 1, still going at it. It's Mitchell Engelbart from Anamosa and Tony Garcia. Garcia up now 9-0, using a half Nelson with a chicken wing to stack up Engelbart, and leading now 9-0, and he's looking for some more. Now he's got a chicken wing on the left, a half Nelson on the right, and he's driving that forward, but the referee's going to stop it for potentially dangerous. So we'll go back to the center of the mat.
195 pounds from Postville. We'll finish up the Starmont Stars here. It's Bryce Moyne of Starmont with a 1-minute, 24-second fall over Carter Reeks of Turkey Valley. So Moyne in the semifinals. He'll take on Manning Kubashek of South Winneshiek in the semifinals. At 220 pounds, Chase Peterman of Starmont with a fall in the first round over Roberto Lopez of Postville. Peterman in the semifinals. He'll take on Corby Keener of MFL Marmac in the semifinals. And at heavyweight, Alex Fedler of Starmont with a first-round fall over Anthony Constant of Sumner Fredericksburg. Fedler will now take on Jackson Lukes of South Winneshiek in the semifinals.
So we got a lot of schools in action today, Jamie. All of our area schools that we follow are in action, and a lot of stuff going on.
When we get a little bit of a lull here in this wrestling action, what we'll do is we'll take a look at the Class 1A Sectional 12 in Cascade, where the remainder of our Class 1A schools are, as we have 6 Area 1A schools, or 5 1A schools in that sectional. So we'll take a look at that when we get a break here.
Well, the second period is going to come to a close as Engelbart does a nice job fighting the chicken wing and the half Nelsons of Tony Garcia off. And it's going to be Engelbart's choice, and he's going to choose up. Well, you can't take him down, and you can't get out from underneath, so you might as well take a shot at riding and maybe turning. So Engelbart will go on top. There's a stand-up by Garcia, a lift and return by Engelbart. We're probably going to get another restart here as Garcia up and off the edge of the mat they go. As Garcia came to his feet, and Engelbart quickly lifted him up, carried him off the mat to avoid giving up a one-point escape. Back to action we go. Engelbart over the top around the head of Garcia, trying to set up a drive cradle. Garcia to his feet. Back trip by Engelbart, slips. He slips his hands off the waist of Garcia. Garcia turns into Engelbart and picks up a two-point reversal. It's now 11-0. One of our very few matches that have went 3 periods so far. Our first 7 matches were won by fall in the first period. This was pin or be pinned to start this round, all in the first period. So very, very quick to get through up to weight class 138. We're going to go to weight class 145, and we got the featured match coming up here, Jamie, at 145 with Jackson Feldman from Beckman Catholic taking on Mitchell Mangold from West Delaware. We saw that match. A couple times last year. We saw it. Was that twice last week? We saw it just one time. Just one time last week with Mangold getting a win and a very hard-fought match. Now on top of that, you've got Paul Ryan from Mount Vernon, who's your top seed. He has beaten Mitch Mangold twice and Feldman once. So a very, very competitive 145-pound weight class. And Jamie, I would agree that any one of those 3 guys are worthy of a state medal, but one of them is going to stay home today.
Yeah, and then you look at next week, and the 2 that get through this week have to go through Baylor Krieger, who's ranked number 5 in Class 2A from Comanche. So I tell you what, this 145 weight class in these 2 sectionals is just is loaded.
So you talk about saving the best. Nice job by Engelbart. As he flaps, he takes his leg inside, and Turks Garcia lifts up that inside leg, and Turks Garcia picks up a quick new 2-point near fall. Garcia now trying to base out this last 30 seconds of this match. Engelbart, give him credit for wrestling and trying to turn Garcia. He picks up Garcia and tries to lift him one more time, but off the edge of the mat they go. So Engelbart, for the freshman, he's won 28 matches this year as a freshman. He's showing some signs of life here, but it may be too late. He's got 21 seconds, and he's going to have to pin Garcia now. Garcia back in a stand-up, a back trip by Engelbart. Engelbart tries to put a drive cradle in on Garcia, drives his head into the left rib cage. Garcia now in stall motion. Engelbart up on top. He throws the far side of half Nelson. Garcia keeping that head down. And our match is going to end, and it's going to be a Garcia 11-2 win over Mitchell Engelbart. So Garcia will take on Jake Raker in that final. Cole Engel will have his hands full with Engelbart. I tell you what, perfect place for Cole Engel to be for a possible wrestleback, but he's got to get through the freshman from Anamosa, Mitchell Engelbart, in that wrestleback. Featured match coming up here, Jamie.
It's going to be a good one.
Well, that kind of makes me nervous a little bit. You got 2 of the area's finest right here.
Yeah, and like you said, it's unfortunate that one of the 3 kids in this bracket is staying home because they're just, all 3 of them, like you said, could be state place winners, and one of them staying home here today. As over there, it's Mitchell Mangold, the sophomore from West Delaware, as he comes in here 34-4, and the sophomore from Beckman, Jackson Feldman, with that shoulder injury, has kept him out most of the year. 3-2 is his record.
Yeah, it's going to be wild and crazy here. Whatever happens, you can expect this to be maybe a strategically wrestled first period. We'll see. Feldman very tough on his feet, as is Mangold, very quick on his feet. So two outstanding sophomores. Mangold was ranked for 2 rankings in there, and Feldman having a fine year last year. So there's a double by Feldman. He's in deep. Mangold with a double underhook fights him off. So good shot, good reshot.
You got to work out of there if you're Mitchell Mangold.
So Mangold with a front headlock on Feldman. Feldman made this work against Mangold. Mangold now heavy on the head of Feldman, drops him down to the mat, and Feldman quickly backs up. Back to neutral they go. 48 seconds left. Feldman working some hand control. There's Mangold in on a sweep single. Tries to get the corner on Feldman. Nice down block by Feldman. Good shot, reshot by Feldman. Shot, reshot by Mangold. Both counters Outstanding job here. 34 seconds left to go. Period number 1 again. The first takedown is always crucial. And Feldman has found a way to get into the legs of Mangold a couple times, but hasn't scored with it yet. 19 seconds left to go. Feldman in a low stance, leading with his left leg. Mangold in a low stance, staggered stance, leading with his right leg. 10 seconds left to go. There's Mangold in on a sweep single. Off the edge of the mat they go. And 7 seconds left to go. So Mangold trying to cut the corner, trying to find an angle to shoot at that leg, and we're going to get a stoppage right there, maybe a caution. Whistle over there.
Over here on mat number 2, it's Cody Feldman of Beckman with an early 2-point takedown on Andrew Luwaji of Mount Vernon. He goes up 2-0 here early in the first period.
Well, goose eggs on the board down there, Jamie. We'll see whose choice it's going to be. It's going to be Mangold's choice is going to defer over to Feldman. Saw Coach Hotek wrap that shoulder up of Jackson Feldman. He's got a neoprene sleeve and two long straps wrapped around his bicep and wrapped around there. There's a nice stand up by Feldman. Nice counter by Mangold as he drops Feldman back down to the mat. Mangold trying to get into that Augsburg ride. Sit over. Long switch by Feldman as he catches the leg of Mangold. Mangold throws a cross body in. Now Mangold high. Mangold's got a cradle on Feldman, but he gets high. And no points yet. Mangold gets high. He latches on to the left leg of Feldman as Feldman tries to hit him with the switch. Mangold trying to drive Feldman off the edge of the mat, and he does. Good piece of wrestling by both wrestlers there.
Wow, that was quite a scramble there. You know, Mangold was in big trouble there for a second, but was able to get out of it. Over here at 152, it's Cody Feldman from Beckman looking for the fall over Andrew Luwaji of Mount Vernon.
It's a sit out to a switch, and now a turn in by Feldman. He's going to pick up the first escape, so he now leads this 1-0. There's a fall at 133 by Feldman. Yep. Feldman at 133 with a fall. Back to neutral we go with Mangold and Jackson Feldman. There's Mangold with a, they called it. Mangold with a snap and spin on Feldman on the edge of the mat. The orange and black faithful to our left wanted a 2-point takedown. I tell you what, our official called that. Called him off the edge of the mat. 50 seconds left. Out in front of us, we have top-ranked and top-seeded Luke Hageman from Beckman Catholic, and he's taking on Nolan Heinrichs from Mount Vernon, and a 2-point takedown for Hageman. He leads this early in a near fall. He leads this early 4-0. We saw how tough Hageman was on top of last week as he was down by 5 to Nelson from Mount Vernon, and he came back to win the match 8-7. Nice long shot by Feldman in on Mangold. Mangold with a hard whizzer. 23 seconds left to go. Hard whizzers. Mangold stuffing the head of Feldman. Feldman dives in now, draped around the leg of Mangold. Mangold trying to hit a go-behind on Feldman. See if he can lift and return. There's going to be a 2-point takedown by Mangold with 6 seconds left to go. It's going to be 2-1 now going into period number 3 with Mangold's choice. I would imagine he would take down, Jamie. If you're Mitchell Mangold, you're going to take down. Got a bloody nose here as Feldman gets up all bloody. So we'll go to mat number 2 and Hageman. Knee must have caught as Mangold's knee must have caught the nose of Jackson Feldman right square as he comes up off the mat. He comes off the mat with a good one. Hageman now up 4-0. 42 seconds. He's got a chicken wing on the left side of Nolan Hendricks from Mount Vernon. Jamie, that even made you move a little bit right there.
Right when this match started, I got my chair out of the way. I don't want to kick anything over. John Swisher's up here pretending he knows wrestling today. I haven't hit him yet, but it could be coming yet.
You guys might have a match before this day's over there, so
it could happen.
It could.
I bet I know who wins.
Yeah. 23 seconds left to go. Hageman now has Hendricks on his back. He's got the legs in. He's wrapped around the arm. There's the fall in 143. So Hageman will move on, and he will take on the winner of Jack Newhouse from West Delaware and Colton Bartow from Wahlert Catholic. And that match is going to take place right now in front of us on mat number 2 as our blood people are out on the mat. Feldman, see if he's got a piece of cotton in there. I'm telling you what, he came out of there. He came out of there with a good one.
They had a lot of cleaning to do.
Yes, they did.
I mean, it's not too obvious. When you said he had a bloody nose, and I didn't see the bloody nose, but I saw the blood all over his shoulder, and so you knew it was a good one when you see red from way up here.
So Newhouse now taking on second-seeded Colton Bartow. He's 24-8 from Wahlert Catholic. So Jack Newhouse 10-25, having a fine season. You know, it's a tough season. A freshman wrestling at weight class 160. Don't see that a whole lot. So Jack Newhouse doing an admirable job filling in at weight class 160, earning that spot. And now there's a double by Bartow. There's a stand-up turn-in by Mangold. Tried to hit the go-behind again on Feldman for the 2-point reversal. And it's going to be 2, I believe it is.
You bet.
Mangold with 2 on Feldman. Instead of clearing for the escape, Jamie, he went for the switch, and it was a true standing switch as he got the corner on Feldman. Tell you what, all eyes are on mat number 1 right now.
And that's, you know, that was a switch there. You know, Mangold, you were kind of hoping that he would at least get his 1 as quickly as he came up, and Feldman dove right back in on the leg. But a nice job by Mangold to hit the switch. So see what happens here in the last minute and a half of this match, because it's I don't feel like these two are probably done scoring yet.
No, I don't think they are. And as we say that, there's a double leg takedown by Bartow. As he goes up 4-1, Newhouse had an escape. Bartow back in on a double, so that match is 4-1. Mangold up on top where he is tough. He is tough riding, and we're going to get stalling against Feldman as Mangold is going side to side with an inside wrist. He's got a ball and chain now. He's got the right arm of Feldman trapped between his legs. He's going to jump side. Now maybe try to scoop a chicken wing. Mangold up on top, 58 seconds left to go. Now he cuts loose to the ball and chain. There's the fall by Bartow in 150. Bartow will win by a fall.
Over Newhouse.
Over Newhouse. That'll send Newhouse to the bottom side.
What was the time on that?
150. 37 seconds left. Mitch Mangold, 37 seconds away from the win here. Feldman down on his belly. Mangold with the ball and chain going back and forth, side to side. And off the edge they go. 26.9 seconds left. We're going to bump up to weight class 170 now, where we see Owen Grover taking on Jordan Brees in that semifinal round match. Again, once this round is over, they'll go back and wrestle championships on one match, third and fourth on the other. And they'll keep those weights together as we go through. And again, that will determine if there will be any wrestlebacks or not. Jordan Brees and Owen Grover going at it. There's Feldman with a stand-up on Mangold. Mangold with a front trip, drives Feldman back down 18 seconds. Mangold up on top with an inside wrist. He's driving Feldman to the right side of the mat. He's off to the side, stepping up, 5 seconds left to go. The orange and black faithful are to their feet. It's going to be a hard-fought 4-1 match. Mitch Mangold with a 4-1 win. What a tremendous match that was, Jamie. We knew that's what it would be like.
Yeah, and we did. And now, for Feldman's sake, he's a big Mitchell Mangold fan here in that championship match because he needs Mangold to win in order to get himself a wrestleback against Paul Ryan.
Well,
and that'll be another tough match, Mangold and Ryan in that championship.
And it will be, and Ryan has beaten Mitchell twice in both very, very close matches, so look out there. 152 now, the two West Delaware Hawks on the mat right now. It's Owen Grover now with a cradle at weight class 170. He's got a cradle on Jordan Brees. Boy, referee slapped the mat there.
I think he was calling it from earlier.
Wow.
Did you get a time?
No, I did not. They're clearing that very, very quickly. So Grover will win by a fall.
And Jeff Harris is off the hook for that one. I talked to him in the break, and he said he would leave it up just a little bit longer for us.
So Grover will move to the finals. And on mat number 1, At weight class 152, we've got Tristan Volker taking on Grant Oberfell from Wahlert Catholic. Team score right now, Mount Vernon is in the lead with 156, West Delaware 147, Beckman Catholic 121. In the top two teams here today will advance. So
133 was the time of the fall for Owen Grover over Jack Newhouse.
Okay.
And while Tristan Volker is wrestling over there on mat number 1, Roger, if you want to keep an eye on that one and let me know if there's some action in that match, we will take a look at that sectional in Cascade as we start at 106 pounds. As we had an area matchup in the first round, it was Dane Bergen of Edco with a 6-3 win over Sebastian Beatty of East Buchanan. Bergen moves to the semifinals where he was beaten by Jameis Wilson in 2 minutes and 43 seconds. Beatty will finish in 5th place today. Northland's Heath Moyer is in the championship match against Jameis Wilson as he won 7-4 over Nolan Noonan of Cascade. Roger?
Tristan Volker now finds himself on his back as Grant Oberfell with the chicken wing, and there's a foul of 131. Oberfell with a 131 fall. So Volker will get thrown to that 3rd and 4th place match, and he'll take on Andrew Lawaji from Mount Vernon there with an opportunity to get that 3rd place medal today with a possible wrestle back. And now we'll see what happens here for Tristan Volker. He's got a great chance for a wrestle back, but you got to win that next round.
As Harrison Goebel will come onto the mat right now for West Delaware, taking on Evan Wolfcool of Beckman. Back to 106 pounds at the Class 1A sectional in Cascade. It was Heath Moyer over Nolan Noonan of Cascade in that semifinal. So Moyer will take on top-seeded Jameis Wilson of Alburnett, and it will be Dane Bergen and Nolan Noonan wrestling for 3rd place. 113 pounds. Gannon Cook of East Buchanan is in the finals as he picked up a fall over Zach Rader of Bellevue in the semifinals. Cook will take on Dalton Bell of Northland, who won by fall over Cal Hager of Edco. So it'll be Hager and Rader wrestling for 3rd and 4th place. Gannon Cook and Dalton Bell wrestling in the championship, and it was Canyon Richardson of Maquoketa Valley will finish in 5th place here today. 120 pounds, Brock Henderson of Northland, the defending state champ, is in the finals as he'll take on Connor Conlon of Cascade, as Conlon won 2-0 over Austin Michaels of Bellevue. Henderson with a fall in 146 over Matt Aller of Alburnett. So it'll be Henderson and Conlon in the finals. Henderson from Northland, Conlon from Cascade, and it's Chad Nugel of Maquoketa Valley finishing in 5th place here today. 126 pounds, Brady Henderson, the top seed, had a bye to the finals. He will take on Ben Moyer of Alburnett in the championship match. 132 pounds, Jordan Wegman of Edco will wrestle for 3rd and 4th place against Carter Stahlberg of Maquoketa Valley. In the championship, it'll be Trevor Cherry of Northland, who won 10-0 over Stahlberg in the semifinals. Cherry will take on Mason Wickman of Alburnett in the finals. 138 pounds.
Jamie, there's Harrison Goebel with his textbook cross-face cradle, and in 1 minute and 30 seconds, Goebel will punch his ticket to the finals with a 130 fall. Again, wants the slide by for a 2-point takedown, cross-face cradle off that Augsburg ride, and Goebel punched that ticket. He will take on the winner of Sam Dolan from Anamosa and Boone McDermott from Wahlert, and that match will be coming up here in just a minute. Right now, I do not think we have any area wrestlers coming up, so Jamie, go ahead. You got her back.
Perfect timing. At 138 pounds, Kyle Decker of East Buchanan is in the finals as he had pinned Robert Hildebrand of Maquoketa Valley in the semifinals. Decker will await the winner of Spencer Amling of Edco and Tanner Hoyer of Alburnett, as Hildebrand of Maquoketa Valley will wrestle the loser of that one for 3rd and 4th place. John Gadiant of Cascade will wrestle for 5th and 6th place against Cade Smith from Bellevue. 145 pounds, Braden Nunemaker, the returning state qualifier for East Buchanan, is in the semifinals. He'll take on Hunter Clausen of Bellevue. Chance Downs of Maquoketa Valley will wrestle Kanan Morris of Alburnett in the semifinals. 152 pounds. Your top seed is Ethan Romitko of North Lynn. He had a first-round bye. He will take on Max McGraw of East Buchanan. McGraw was a 4-2 overtime winner over Harrison Haynes of Bellevue in the first round. So it'll be Max McGraw of East Buchanan taking on Ethan Romitko of North Lynn. On the bottom side, Zach Cornell of Maquoketa Valley was a 3-1 winner in the first round. He'll now take on Killian Welsh of Edco in the semifinals. 160 pounds. Mitch Smith from Maquoketa Valley was a winner by fall in the first round over James Mossman of East Buchanan. Smith will wrestle in the semifinals against Tucker Franklin of Alburnett. On the bottom side, Kane Hoffman from Cascade with a fall in 3:39 in the first round over Lucas Knife of Bellevue. Hoffman will now take on Quentin Reckhammer of North Lynn in the semifinals. Mossman on the backside will wrestle for 5th place against the winner of Knife and Max Falls of Edco. 170 pounds. 170 pounds. Alex Waskow of North Lynn was beaten in the first round. He will wrestle for 5th and 6th place against the winner of Zach Reese of Cascade and Jacob Ehlers of Edco. On the front side, it is Keegan Curley of East Buchanan will take on Norman Wilson of Maquoketa Valley in the semifinals at 170. 182 pounds. Alec McDowell, your top seed, had a first-round bye. He'll take on Andrew Hager-Pint of Edco in the semifinals. Blake McGraw of North Lynn is in the semifinals. He'll take on Heath Weber of East Buchanan. 195 pounds. It was Dylan Bellick of North Lynn with a fall in the first round over Michael Feldman of Maquoketa Valley. On the bottom side, Corey Closer of Edco won 6-5 over Wyatt Starry of Central City. And Carter Downer of East Buchanan had a first-round bye, so it'll be Carter Downer of East Buchanan taking on Corey Closer of Edco in the one semifinal. Dylan Bellick of North Lynn will take on Mason Lyons of Bellevue in the other semifinal. Wrestling for 5th place will be Michael Feldman of Maquoketa Valley and Wyatt Starry of Central City. 220 pounds. Eric Himes of Maquoketa Valley, your top seed, has a first-round bye. He'll take on Cody Fry of Edco in the semifinals. Kane McEnany of North Lynn will take on Taylor Fox of East Buchanan in the other semifinal at 220. And at heavyweight, top-seeded Kyler Schott of North Lynn will had a first-round bye. He'll take on Niall Coughlin of Central City in the semifinals. Coughlin defeated Mason Cruzy of Maquoketa Valley in the first round. And in the semifinal, on the bottom side, it'll be Payne DeLarme of Cascade taking on David Horseman of Edco in the semifinals. Mason Cruzy of Maquoketa Valley will finish in 5th place today. We'll get team scores from those matches later. Are we still without an area wrestler out here?
We are, Jamie.
Oh, perfect. We'll do team scores right now from these other the other 3 sectionals. North Lynn leads it with 132 points. Maquoketa Valley in second with 104. East Alburnett and East Buchanan tied for 3rd with 102 points. Edco in 5th with 83. Cascade is in 7th with 46 points. In our other Class 1A sectional from Postville, our team scores. Starmont, that is where the Starmont Stars are today. Starmont currently in 5th place with 61 points. Top 2 in that sectional right now, MFL Marmac leading 153. Second is Sumner Fredericksburg with 135 points. And our other Class 2A sectional, Sectional 1 at Union LaPorte City, as currently our team scores there. Independence sits in 2nd place with 132 points. They trail Denver Tripola, who has 153. Behind them is Center Point Urbana with 104. So the Mustangs looking to finish near the top today. Here are team scores from Manchester. We'll get those real quick. We're going to have to refresh Roger's page here.
There's 1 point, Jamie.
I'll
let you give everybody the good news.
As currently Monticello's in 6th place with 55 points. 5th place is Anamosa with 78 points. 4th place is Wahlert with 124. Beckman in 3rd place with 127. Mount Vernon in 2nd place with 156 points. And in 1st place is West Delaware with 157 points. So it'll be a tight race, and don't count out the Beckman Blazers yet either.
Oh, no, they're going to score a lot of points yet, and we've seen that happen. We've got an overtime match here with Coy Martin, Mount Vernon. Wild and crazy match here. Wild and crazy match. Coy Martin, Zach Kemp will win in overtime at 170, 6-4 over Coy Martin, the third seed. Martin looked like he had two, didn't get it, and that's going to do it. Wild and crazy match here that went to overtime. So weight class 170, Owen Grover for Beckman Catholic will now take on Zach Kemp from Waller Catholic in that 170-pound final. Jordan Brees now will take on Coy Martin in that third and fourth place consolation match. So that'll be a dandy. Well, at weight class 182 coming up, we have Sam Dolan from Anamosa taking on Boone McDermott from Waller Catholic. McDermott ranks number 9 in the last ranking.
Good match over there on mat number 1 as it's Sam Moore of Mount Vernon, Sam Moore, your top seed, taking on Declan Duffy of Dubuque Waller, currently 4-3 currently. There it is, 6-4 in favor of Sam Moore of Mount Vernon. And this was the one weight class today, Roger, where there was a lot of talk to figure out where everybody was going to be seated in the top 3 between top 4 with Sam Moore, Luke Funky from Beckman, and Lake Stahlberg of Monticello, and Declan Duffy of Dubuque Waller.
Well, exactly right. And, you can flip a coin and a lot of even Steven there, a lot of quality wrestlers at this weight. Out in front of us, Boone McDermott now with 2 quick takedowns, leads 4-1 over Sam Dolan. Used a double leg takedown and then an ankle pick, and now he's got a ball and chain. He's got the right arm of Sam Dolan trapped between his legs. Trying to pull Dolan back on now. He lifts Dolan up and flips him to his back. McDermott showing some strength here and some physicality as Sam Dolan's got that right shoulder heavily wrapped up. And McDermott picks him up and slaps him on his back. But off the edge of the mat there. So back to the center we go. And there's a stack by McDermott with that ball and chain, and Dolan had to roll through. Hard crossface now by McDermott. He'll try to hit a crossface cradle on Dolan. And now he's got a crossface cradle locked up. Dolan's trying to get the arm off his head. That's going to be a quick fall right there. And 109. So we'll have number 8, number 9 going at it in that final. That should be a dandy. Boone McDermott from Waller Catholic and Harrison Goebel from West Delaware in that 182-pound final. In the consolation match, you will have Zach Niehaus. So no, you won't have Eric Wolfcool. Thank you. Eric Wolfcool. Wolfcool from Beckman Catholic taking on Sam Dolan.
So move up to weight class 195. We're going to see another Anamosa Blue Raider come to the mat here, as it's going to be Sean Buer of Anamosa taking on the top seed Jack Cochran of Mount Vernon. We actually have not seen Sean Buer yet. There he is, as the Anamosa Blue Raider comes to the mat.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, the going's been a little tough for the Blue Raiders so far, and it doesn't get any easier here. What a match down on that far side at weight class 195, and that's going to be Moore winning 8-6. Sam Moore, the 8-6 winner over Declan Duffy from Waller Catholic. Lake Stahlberg now taking the mat in an area matchup with Luke Funky. Stahlberg 14-6. And Funky is 25-11, so fairly even records here. There's a long double shot. Long double shot at weight class 220 by Sean Buer. Not have recommended to shoot under Jack Cochran. Cochran kind of made him pay for it. Didn't get the 2, but made him feel his presence. There's Cochran with an ankle pick on Buer. Buer puts a little weight on it, backs out, and clears his ankle. We're back to neutral we go.
Well, I think the issue at 195, the issue at 195 was everybody beat each other, especially your schools that are in the same area with Stahlberg, Funky, and Moore. All of them had wrestled each other. and Moore was the number 1 seed between Funky, Stahlberg, and Duffy. Those three had all Duffy was kind of the odd man out, but it was Funky and Stahlberg who had wrestled each other, I believe, twice this year, and they split both matches. So that was the only issue in the seeding meeting, was trying to figure out who went where, and it almost came down to a draw. But I think they finally found a common opponent that helped decide where people were going to be seated here today. But this will be a really good matchup here with Stahlberg and Funky.
Well, it will, and right now with under a minute left, it's 0-0. Stahlberg's had a shot, Funky's had a shot. Neither one of their shots hit the mark. Stahlberg, very heavy-legged and waisted. Looks like he's got some powerful hips. And Funky looks extremely strong upper body. Cochran in on a double leg takedown on Sean Buer from Anamosa. Now he's going to try to stack him up. He's got a chicken wing on the left side. He's going to try to walk the head. He does. He's got Buer on his back. Could be a quick fall. Referee down looking close. 6 seconds left, and Buer's going to try to roll out of it. Cochran keeps that left arm hooked. That's going to do it right there, but Cochran will pick up a 3-point near fall. 25 seconds left to go in the first period on mat number 1, and Funky and Stahlberg off the mat they go, as Stahlberg with a hard collar tie pulled Funky off with him. 18 seconds left. Cochran will choose down to start the second period, and it quickly comes to a stand-up. Burnout tries to drop in on a single. Cochran down blocks, ends up with a butcher on Burr. Now he's going to circle the head, I believe, from left to right. Burr may be going to his back as Cochran's got that butcher locked up tight. He does. Burr's on his back. That could be a fall right there. There it is. With 2:21. 2:21, so Cochran will move on with the fall over Sean Buer. So Buer will go to the third and fourth place match. Cochran will move on. Now we've got Ben Ridenauer taking on Dino O from Wahlert Catholic.
Onyuku.
I'm going to make it easy, Jamie.
You could just call him Dino. Dino Onyuku.
I imagine a lot of people do. He's 16 and 13. Ben Ridenauer now is 12 and 14. So you got a couple of guys with even Steven records here. Ben Ridenauer is so close to picking up some key wins on some very, very good people. He's put together some good matches as of late, so it's going to take a really good match here to beat Dino O from Wahlert Catholic. He's a junior right now, the sophomore. Over on mat number 1 with Stahlberg and Funky after 1 at 0-0, and Stahlberg is going to choose down. Locked hands by Funky is going to give Stahlberg a point. Stahlberg started a long switch off the whistle. Funky locked him up. That's gonna be a penalty anytime. Onyuku with the short arm drag on Ben Ridenauer for the first 2-point takedown. So Ridenauer finds himself underneath, and the right arm is trapped underneath. Onyuku's got his right arm, Ben Ridenauer's arm trapped underneath, applying a lot of forward pressure. Ridenauer's trying to build his base and get himself back up on top where he belongs, inside wrist now by Onyuku. And 50 seconds left to go. Onyuku reaches down and gets that right arm out. There's going to be a sit-out turn-in by Ridenauer. He's going to pick up 1. That was some masterful wrestling there by the sophomore from West Delaware.
Also a 1-point escape over there for Lake Stahlberg, as he's going to go up 2-0 now with the 1-point escape after the penalty point to give him the 1 point. Now a headlock by Stahlberg. He's got a headlock locked up on Funky, and he's going to give up 2 and a 2-point reversal. So it'll be 4-2. No near fall, I don't believe. It should be 4-2 in favor of Stahlberg, as currently they did not put any points up there. I believe it's going to be 4-2 Stahlberg with just the takedown and the reversal.
Well, Jamie, with 9 seconds left here, an underhook by Ben Ridenauer on the left side of Onyuku, and it's going to be no points there with 4.8 seconds left to go. So if you're Ben Ridenauer, you don't want to give up any points here.
I like that. Nice job, Benny.
That was right there.
He tried to anticipate that whistle, and I tell you what, he was close. Come back in and fake it. As he went right back at it. Now Stahlberg, time is out. Time has expired over there. They didn't see it. Up, the Towboy now just about got up, but time is up. 4-2 will be the score as we head to the third period.
It's going to be Onyuku's choice to start the second. He's going to defer over Ridenauer. Ridenauer will go back down, and he's going to have to clear his arms, Jamie. when Yuko had that inside wrist pulled out to a bar, you don't want to give your arms up here and get thrown to your back. You're down by 1. You like to get back to your feet.
Injury time over there for Stahlberg is he missed a lot of time this season with an injury. Stahlberg with just 20 matches on the season, he missed some time due to injury, and looks like perhaps that injury flaring up here again today as he's going to take injury time here against Funky. So we'll let you go back to Ben Ridenauer taking on Dino Onyuku.
When Yuku up on top of Ridenauer, now riding tough. Ridenauer finds himself belly down, right on the edge of the mat. There's a half Nelson by Yuko. Drives Ridenauer to his back, and Yuko's going to try to reach down and grab the inside leg of Ridenauer and pull him back on. And right into the Golden Eagle cheerleaders goes Ben Ridenauer. So up off the floor, back to the center of the mat we go. And 1:21 left to go, second period. Ridenauer shows down, so he got a score here. Stahlberg, Jamie, is up 4-2, and I think he used about all that injury time.
Yeah, he did, and I'm not sure how much he did end up using, but he's going to have to get through the rest of this match here.
Well, Onyuku has Ridenauer.
Quick 1-point escape over there for Luke Funky. So 4-3 now, as looks like this match is going to be settled on our feet here with 1:40 left to go in the third period.
Well, Funky's feeling it right now. He's feeling that he's got a little edge here. We'll see if he can make it pay with Stahlberg. There's a sit-out turning by Ridenauer, and Yuku shoves him off the edge of the mat. No points, 48 seconds left to go. Ridenauer's got to score 1 to tie this thing up. He'd love to have 2 here, but he's got to score 1. And there's the set. Funky now with an underhook on Stahlberg, and he slips, and Stahlberg ends up with a single. The low single, Funky in a down block. Stahlberg drapes underneath, still latched onto the left leg of Funky. Funky's going to stuff the head of Stahlberg and pick up 2. He's got Stahlberg on his back. Could be a fall by Funky. There it is. Fall by Luke Funky.
4:53.
Right now, trying to get to his feet. He's got 22 seconds, and Yuko needs to be called for stalling, Jamie, as he's been parallel the whole second period. Right now in a short sit off the edge of the mat. He's got to score 1 here to try to tie this thing up. So Sam Moore from Mount Vernon will take on Luke Funky in that weight class in that final at 195, and it'll be Duffy taking on Stahlberg in the consolation match. Right now trying to get to his feet. Spiral ride by Onyuko. Still riding parallel is Onyuko. The referee's going to let him do that. Ben Ridenauer's tried to work up to his base, and is just content to let him wrestle there. That's going to do it. It's going to be Onyuko's choice to start the third. And we'll see what Ben Ridenauer has in store here as Onyuko gets up, breathing kind of hard. And he's going to cut Onyuko loose. And we're going to go neutral. Good choice. Don't want to give up a 2-point reversal here. You're going to be down by 2 now, and you're going to come right to your feet. This thing's going to be settled on your feet. 156. There's Onyuko trying to come with an underhook. Right now with the retie on Onyuko. At 285, it's Tristan Worth, the number 2 seed and number 2 ranked heavyweight in the state, taking on Jacob Batchelder from Anamosa. Ridenauer and Onyuko still neutral. Ridenauer's trying to find something that's going to hit. There's a headlock by Worth. Could be a fall on Batchelder. There's Onyuko with an underhook and a slide by. He's going to pick up a 2-point takedown.
47-second fall over there for Worth.
So Worth with a 40-second fall. So Batchelder will get moved to the backside. Ridenauer now down 5-1. And again, they're letting Onyuko right parallel. Ridenauer's trying to get to his base, but the wrestler from Waller Catholic is staying parallel, not getting out to the side one way or the other with stuffing. The referee's letting him wrestle right on the edge of the mat. Looks like a stalemate to me, as neither wrestler. Thank you, Mr. Referee. In class 285, Caleb Zeeser taking on Blake Bradley from Waller Catholic. So Caleb Zeeser with some work, his work cut out for him. Zeeser's 20-15, 5th place last weekend at the Walmack. Bradley is 24-6. There's a switch attempt by Ridenauer, and again, a tight waist by Onyuku. And Onyuku right on top, parallel again, not letting Ridenauer get his hips up, and he's just content with riding an inside wrist. 40 seconds left. Caesar with a hard collar tie on Bradley, driving Bradley off the side of the mat. Inside wrist now by Onyuku. Finally, he's off the legs of Ridenauer. He rolls the wrist out. Ridenauer clears the wrist. 21 seconds. 21 seconds left to go in this match. Ridenauer's now going to try to face Onyuku. Let's see if he can get to his feet. He does. He's going to score one here. Now he's got to have a throw here of some sort. 7 seconds to go. It's 5-3. Onyuku finally got out of that parallel ride. That let Ridenauer up. Ridenauer's going to have to do something feet to back here. He's going to try to set up a throw. Tries to throw Onyuku. Onyuku drives in on, and there's going to be a late 2-point takedown by Onyuku. It's going to be 7-2. So right now we're taking on Brewer from Anamosa for that third and fourth place match. Now we've got one more match this round. That's at weight class 285 where Caleb Caesar is taking on Blake Bradley. So Mount Vernon up now on the Hawks by 15 points. West Delaware and Mount Vernon 172-157. So a win here by Caesar would help close that gap. 52 seconds left to go. Double tie by Bradley. Bradley snatching, trying to reach down to snatch that right leg of Caleb Caesar. Off the edge of the mat they go. And back to the middle. Bradley's got the height advantage and the weight advantage on Caesar. I think Caesar's just a little quicker than Bradley is from what we've seen so far. Bradley with that double collar tie on Caesar, kind of giving Caleb some of his own medicine there. That's one of the favorite ties by Caesar. Double tie. Bradley's going to snap Caesar down to the mat and try to set up a drive cradle. Caesar's going to face him. Now Whizzer. Bradley reaches down, tries to pick up the left leg. He does. Caesar and a Whizzer. And Bradley's going to crowd him and then backstrip and take Caesar down to the mat for a 2-point takedown. It's now 2-0 for the junior from Wahlert Catholic. 5 seconds left to go in period number one. We'll see whose choice it'll be as Caesar's got the red ankle band on. Yes, he does. We'll see who gets the flip here. It's going to be Bradley's choice on the flip. He's going to defer over to Caesar, and we'll see where Caesar decides to go. He's going to go down underneath the big guy from Wahlert Catholic. So he will choose down. Both coaches in the corner there. So here comes a cross body ride by Bradley. Throws the cross body ride in on the left side of Caesar. Caesar's going to try to get his hips up. Cross body ride on the left, a power half Nelson on the right. Bradley applied a lot of pressure. Caesar's trying to get his hips up. If he got his hips up, I think he could score 2 here. Here comes the cross body ride again. He kicked the leg free once. Bradley's going to try to throw it in again. Now a power half Nelson by Bradley. Caesar trying to get his hips up. As Bradley is high riding, 128 and counting.
If you're Caleb Caesar here, you got to move up here. Is that power half coming on the left side from Bradley? If you're Caleb Caesar, you got to come up.
Yeah, Bradley with that half Nelson threw Caesar to his back. Caesar tried to roll through. Now Bradley teeing out on Caesar. Could be a fall right here. There's the fall. 252. 252. So Bradley wins by a fall. So it'll be Batchelder from Anamosa and Caesar for that bronze medal at 285. And that's going to do it for this particular round now, Jamie. Imagine we'll take a short break here.
207.
207.
Is when we will resume again. So about a 15-minute break.
About a 15-minute break here. So then what they'll do is they'll wrestle the finals on one mat, third and fourth on the other. They'll keep them together, and that'll determine if there'll be any wrestlebacks. Then after that, we'll go. There's 2 5th and 6th place matches. Then they'll do the wrestlebacks. So we are a short amount of time from this thing being over already, believe it or not. So, Jamie, we've got a 15-minute break.
We do. We will be back in about 15 minutes. And then what we'll do is we'll recap all of our other sectionals at the end of our coverage here today, as we've done one quick recap of our sectionals here today. We'll do the final recap of all of our other area sectionals at the end of our coverage here today. So stay with us. We'll be back in about 15 minutes with the start of the championship matches right here on Eastern Iowa Sports Station in the sectional wrestling tournament on Mix 94.7 KMCH.
Eastern Iowa's variety station.
Mix 94.7 KMCH.
Along with the morning burning red on the canvas in my head. Ain't no picture